Welcome in, everyone. Back with you for another Remote Sports Den. Blythe Whaley alongside JW Cox, and we have a plethora of highlights for you this week, don't we, JW?
Absolutely, Blythe. It was a busy week. Got some girls basketball, some boys basketball, some hockey, of course, even wrestling and swim and dive. So we're action-packed, and we might as well jam right into it when it comes to girls basketball. You go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, we are excited. The hoops are definitely happening for our teams, but the first one, we get to see the rematch from last year's quarterfinal thriller. Champlin Park won last year 74-67. So, of course, the Panthers, they want to come back, have some revenge. But Champlin Park striking early its Bates with the steal and the full court layup, putting them on the board. Dunbar passing this one, but it gets back to Smith for the out and in layup. Getting out of trouble over to Ngeni with the left-handed layup. She strikes her own. But from three, able to come across and get the deny there for Spring Lake Park. That was Thomas. But draining the triple, getting to come from Champlin Park. They're excited to get this one back. But Smith with the steal, coast to coast, gets the lay-in. Panthers on the roll. They head to half feeling good. But this one, swinging back around, dropping the tray. That was Stephen. Diaz turning around, getting the three-point conversion. She'll head to the line. That was Stepperud again, able to maneuver her way through the lane with E. Dunbar on drive of her own. She puts it up and in. Champlin Park trying to bring this one up, but another steal. Smith on fire with those tonight. And she gets to bring it home with revenge. Park Panthers 68-56.
For the Centennial Cougars, they opened a big two-game road week on the road at Andover. We saw that the Cougars could defend in their season-opening victory. The question, could they bring some offense? And the test comes in the form of the Andover Huskies. Huskies get some offense started early with the corner three ball for Jersey Castillo. And they're on the board first, so outrunning the Centennial Cougars would respond by scoring 9 of the first 14. And then the defense, poked away by Camille Cummings, turns into an easy bucket for Sydney Cubes. Cubes knocks it home, expands the lead to 6. More defense. Jody Anderson pours it home off her own steal to lay it up and lay it in. Cougars stifling with that defense and getting the offense going. Geyer misses once. She'll put back her own miss. 10-point lead, eventually a 9-point edge, but defense again stolen away by the Cougars. Late delayed break. And up and in for Marissa Frost. Great trail of the play. Defense turns into offense. Still in the first half, the Cougars, all over the Huskies. Another three-ball falls. They would take a 37-21 lead at the half. Drive, well, when it's going good, sometimes the ball bounces your way, and that one bounces right to Jenna Geyer underneath in the post. She will finish. Finishes this play defensively. And Geyer out on the break. She'll feed it off to the right-hand side for a bucket right there, a 20-point lead for the Centennial Cougars. 20-point, want more. Camille Cummings got it started, as we saw defensively, drops in the triple. 35-plus points in both halves for the Cougars, as they wouldn't be tested too much in the second half. Gave up just 16 points to Andover. Geyer, give it to her. She goes to work. The left-hand finish plus the harm. Jenna Geyer would get the extra point at the free throw line as well in a 30-point lead. Cougars win it 73-37 going away.
Cougars certainly on a roll this season. They take on the Blaine Bengals, where the Bengals have the home court advantage. Cougs gonna kick us off early as Jody Anderson finds her on the wing. Bam! Cougs for 3. Bengals look to answer this one. Bryant gets one of her own. Count it. Cummings doing what she's done all season. Finding her way to the lane. spinning around to splash this one in. This time it's Van Slooten slicing and dicing up and in. But yet we get to see her again. This one finding her teammate there. And Maglin finishes it out. Terry dribbling out of goal. Cougs able to go in transition, finding Cummings up the court. Typical Cougar basketball. Mulberry is pulling away, and Terry will go all the way with this one. Scramble, bodies hitting the floor, but able to get it over to Haney, and she drains it. Centennial inside out game, getting it into Geiger, out wide. Bang! Ross for three. Ross again, driving, kicks this one out to Cougs for another triple. Get her some ice, that hand is hot. But Bryant answers the call, finding numerous threes of her own this game. And again. But able to find Jody Anderson 3 points away from 1,000 points, and she gets it. Anderson now in the 1,000-point club. And an exciting moment at that. Get to see her celebrating. And this one will end with the Cougs getting the victory 59-48.
Blaine Bengals, Armstrong Falcons in the Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Basketball Showdown. Bengals and Falcons playing tight in the first half. Good post work from Savannah McGowan to help key things for Armstrong. She'd end up with 12 in the first half as it was a 5-point game at the break. Molly Garber, Reagan Van Slooten strong off the bench for the Bengals in the first half, along with 10 points chipped in by Jade Bryant, helping build that halftime lead. In the second half, Lexi Imdeng, who was in foul trouble in the first half, comes back and she took over. Bengals in the first 5 minutes taking command. Imdek ends up with 22 points, attacking the glass. Shots fall, big bucket from Madison Haney. They opened up their first double-figure lead of the night, and the Bengals would cruise to a 75-58 win. They are now 2-2, looking ahead to a matchup against Totino Grace.
All of our basketball teams off and running, and happy to see it. Blaine Bengals, they've got Totino Grace and a rematch with Centennial coming up before their home against Champlin Park to open up with their second game of February there. By the way, that Armstrong game, by the time this airs, well, we'll, as you just saw, know how that one ends. Blythe, what do we got for Centennial in Spring Lake Park?
Yeah, Centennial gonna get to have a home game here after a couple on the road. They'll take on Anoka. And then, like JW said, we'll see that one, the final result here tonight. But Armstrong on the 28th, so they'll head back out on the road. The Spring Lake Park Panthers taking on Coon Rapids here tonight. And then Elk River, they'll get to have a home game here to end the week.
Certainly fun on the girls' basketball side, and the boys getting started too, Blythe. We had our Cat Clash as well, but before the Cougars got there, they had a tune-up against Andover.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely another fun game in our basketball here at North Metro TV. The boys continue the fun as the Huskies head to the Cougars. Boy, gonna start us off and rain in a triple. He sinks it. Inside, able to find Finn for three. Coming around for that three-point play. This is Johnson finding out wide Noodle. Bang! Johnson again, but stolen away. This time it's Schumacher coming from end to end, rolling it in. Couple of rotations here, but it gets to Foy with a man in his face, but he's able to drain it in. Getting it over to Lindsay, but he's able to get his own rebound, putting it up for that second chance opportunity. And Musung bring it home. He gets it all the way through the lane, past everyone. Lindsay out wide, drains a triple for his team, continuing to see those outside shots. But that was Kopites. He was excited. Man, oh my, you'll see him numerous times in this game. But a rebound coming from him, and he's going to go all the way, pass it up to his teammate, who drains another three. The excitement, Mosong, keep them going. But Walsh sinks yet another triple. This game is all threes, it seems. Kopitsky gets another one, ending this one and over 88-5.
So the Cougars then roll into the Cat Clash with Blaine. This one once again at home. The Bengals in those white unis. Cougars bust out the red. Well, trying to get things rolling offensively. It was the Bengals early on, able to take it, run in transition. Dylan Myers running and finishes for the Blaine Bengals. They'd have a big offensive first half. Cougars trying to keep pace with them. Tommy Palmstein on the deck to the finish and the foul. The lefty finish. Yeah, he deserves that high five from the teammates. Look at that ball movement from the Bengals. You got to do that when you got shooters like Aaron Call. Ring, ring, there it is. He knocks it home. A little tip on a great drawn in out of timeout or out of inbounds play. Samuel Olsen puts it in over the front of the rim. How about the work on the inside for Mason Lindsay? Put on a little weight, gotten a little stronger in the offseason. He's going to work inside. Samuel Olsen taps it away. He can take it himself all the way in transition. First half, again, it was a 32-25 lead for the Bengals, but the Cougars come storming out of the gate. Zach Frank helping urge the team back into a tie on a 13-1 run. Good break along the baseline and a great find as Palmstein was there for the finish. It was all Cougars in the early goings of the second half. Luke Clark, a little shoulder shuffle, little finish with the left hand. They're feeling it. Forced the timeout from the Bengals. Well, but that's when the Bengals got things back going. Sam Olsen inside off a beautiful bounce pass feed from Aaron Call. Little tip ball on the defense. Bengals run it out. They would outscore them 31-19 in the second half. And, well, how about a little capper? Ring, ring, there it is again. Aaron Call on the other end drops it down. Bengals get more from Call. Just got to answer that phone. He'll put it up and knock it home. 63-44. Bengals hang on for the road win against Centennial. As far as action coming up, the Bengals, well, they're traveling to Armstrong as we speak tonight. Totino Grace and Centennial, the next two. And Blythe, yeah, Centennial, well, they're trying to roll and find that first victory. They'll try to do it against Anoka and Armstrong. What does Spring Lake Park got next, Blythe?
Spring Lake Park going to take on Coon Rapids here tonight, but then Elk River on the 28th. They'll have to head on the road and look for another road win. Or, excuse me, their first.
We had hockey as well that turned our cameras towards last week. Boys hockey, Spring Lake Park and Centennial. This is always an intriguing matchup, Blythe, because the Panthers, a program that's, you know, trying to find their footing playing at 2A, and Centennial is always such a good program. This one should have been a fun one to watch.
Yeah, and of course, Centennial, that new ice arena, definitely feels good to play on that home rink. But they kick us off. The Panthers, as I said, taking the ice. Good to see the Panthers here in the early moments, having a few opportunities here on net, but who brings it home for us is Caden Karsten for the Panthers, going to have the game opener. This one gonna be a Searleys getting this one over, and Wistersill able to bring it home before getting knocked down there. But now this game tied up 1-1. We head to the second. And Pass, getting to see him not pass. He strikes here tonight and get the go-ahead goal. Centennial continuing, but Brody Ryan with the dagger. Centennial now is sitting up by a couple goals. Can they keep this streak going? coming the other way, Fuller. But that is Carl's finishing the puck in the net. Centennial is on a roll for sure. And another one here in front of net is flicked in. Anderson. But this one finishes Centennial 8-1 over Spring Lake Park. Taking a look at those schedules, getting to see Blaine take on Champlin Park on the 30th, and Totino Grace will follow that on the 4th. JW, what are Centennial and Spring Lake Park doing this week?
Centennial's on the road, Blythe. They've got their next 3 straight away from that new ice arena. Totino Grace, Maple Grove, and Andover before they get to come home to take on Armstrong Cooper. Spring Lake Park, meanwhile, they'll try to bounce into the win column against Rogers this week at home, and then they will travel to Anoka. Run us through the girls' schedules coming up. We'll get some more camera time for these ladies, too. What do they got coming up for Blaine Centennial and Spring Lake Park?
Yeah, it's exciting here for Blaine. They'll take on Anoka Spring Lake Park there on the 26th, and then head to Armstrong Cooper on the 28th. So a couple fun ones there. And Centennial, they'll take on Rogers at home, but then have to head out on the road on the 29th against Anoka Spring Lake Park. How about Anoka Spring Lake Park, JW?
Yeah, they've got that Centennial matchup in Blaine, as you mentioned, on those two, and some key road matchups to travel to Armstrong Cooper and to Champlin Park Coon Rapids, facing some of those other co-op teams as well before they get back home to take on Elk River Zimmerman in the second week of February. Well, last week we did it for the first time, Blythe. We went into the pool virtually with these Cougars, Bengals, and Panthers. And we did it again this week. We covered a couple of Centennial matchups. Centennial taking on Spring Lake Park, one of our schools as well, to get things started. And a good matchup. And talking with both coaches, just kind of an even setup going into this varsity matchup. The 200 medley relay, well, that went to Spring Lake Park, giving them a good stop. Crosser, Ripken, Starcevich, and Pravosky getting that done. The 200 free on the individual side, Sam Clark for Spring Lake Park. He took that as they continued a strong start. You go to the individual medley on the varsity side, Nick Starcevich, you'll hear his name again. He wins it in the 200 IM, the 50 free. That one gave the Cougars their first win of the day as Hunter Belting just touched out ahead of Braden Ripken for that. The 1 meter dive, Riley McNamara took the points for Centennial. That was Sebastian Santiago with one of his dives. 3 divers for Spring Lake Park, just McNamara for Centennial. The 100 fly varsity, the 100 free varsity, Nick Starcevich. Starcevich got that victory in the 500. Sam Clark pulled it home for Spring Lake Park as well with a time of 5:30:20 in the longest race of the meet. The 200 freestyle relay, as that was Spring Lake Park again. They dominated in the relays, got that victory. The backstroke at the varsity side, that was Nathan Crosser, who would touch up ahead of George Atkinson in a tight battle for Spring Lake Park and Centennial. In the breaststroke, at the varsity level, it was Will Pravosky again. Braden Ripken, his teammate, came in second, and that was the breaststroke, And then in the 400 free, to wrap it up, it was Spring Lake Park taking another relay victory. 101-84 would have been the final score all told in that one.
And we head back into the pool as the Park Center Pirates take on our very own Centennial Cougars last Thursday. In the lane closest to us, Herberts Meyer stretching out, touching the wall, 150-21 for the victory. 200-yard freestyle, it's Atkinson getting 201-58. The 200-yard individual medley, they're belting 216-63 for the victory. The 50-yard freestyle, Gillen, can he get it? 21-82 with that large margin. We head to the diving well, and Centennial gets to go first and second there. And McNamara being first with a score of 222-45, and Schaefer second, 153-76. We head back to the pool for the 100-yard butterfly winner, Goulad, 103-42. 100-yard freestyle coming from Lehman as he surges ahead at the end, 58-16. Atkinson, you're going to see in the 50-yard freestyle, 5:36.54. 200-yard freestyle relay. This is Park Center touching the wall, getting the victory, 153.31. And a 100-yard backstroke. Winner is Bennett of Park Center, 132.74. We head to the 100-yard breaststroke, and that's Hobbit, 121.97. And to end the evening, the 400-yard freestyle relay, Park Center touches the wall, 5:03.30. And the final score, Centennial 94 and Park Center 71.
Yeah, coming up, we've got Armstrong, Maple Grove, Coon Rapids for Blaine in that reverse order there. Centennial will take on Maple Grove, Andover, and Osseo. We'll have that Maple Grove matchup later this week. And Spring Lake Park is at Osseo, at Armstrong, and they will take on Coon Rapids as well in their next three. All right, Blythe, we promised people, as you said, a plethora of highlights. We've left one sport out so far, but it's coming. To the mat we go for high school wrestling, and Osseo and Blaine are wrestling highlighted matchup this week. Bengals and Orioles on the mat at Blaine. Good for these kids to be back there competing as well once again. Two good programs from the area at 106. It was a pin for the Blaine Bengals. Landon Lorge pinned Jamie Colson to start things off strong for the Bengals to get the win. On to 160 we go in a tight matchup. Kadon Williams, who's been a state participant since he was an 8th grader, gets the decision over Jordan Gressis Clendenning. To 170, Jacob Bross, a big-time pin for the Blaine Bengals, but thought he had the pin. Did he? Yes, he did. It was almost a major decision loss, but he pulled it out. At 182, more Bengals getting the success in the higher weights. Mekhi Hexum pins Aiden Wayne, and this was actually the match-decisive pin right here. Gave the Bengals a 42-21 edge after that one, and it was Osseo the rest of the way, which was key to get that Mekhi Hexum pin right there. Jacob Meissner at 220 would pin Zach Peterson to get the Orioles on the board late. And then Jagger Shack, that's his name, and that'll be one of the best we see athletically. He pins Xavier Powers. Final was 42-39. The Bengals hang on in those heavyweight divisions for the victory and get that wrestling win. What's coming up next on the mat for our three teams, Blythe?
Yeah, Blaine will get to take on Maple Grove at Maple Grove on the 30th, and then also head to Rogers on the 4th. Centennial taking on Buffalo in the Tri on the 28th, and the 29th, they'll be home versus Maple Grove. How about Irondale, Spring Lake Park?
Irondale, Spring Lake Park, they'll get on the mat against Matamita and Rogers this week, and then they'll open up with a try against Park Center and Orono on the in the first week of February. So that is a busy schedule for the wrestlers on the mat. We've got our busy schedule coming up too. Girls hockey tomorrow. That will be live on North Metro TV. Blaine at Anoka. Then girls basketball to follow on Thursday. We'll also have coverage of boys hockey and boys swimming on Thursday. Girls hockey on Friday. And the next week, for the first time, we go in for some gymnastics when Champlain Park visits Centennial. All the information online at northmetrotv.com. Another fun one, Blythe, and that was, you lived up to your promise. Action-packed, full of highlights.
Yeah. Definitely. And it sounds like next week will be some of the same. So many sports coming at us, and we love it because, like we said, we're just grateful that we continue to do this and have this season going.
Yeah, we'll bring it all to you. Don't forget to go out and support your teams. Go Bengals.
Go Cougars.
And go Panthers. Bye, everybody.